All right, everyone, I'm here to show you the latest updates to the Insta 360 link. Now, chances are if you've clicked on this episode, you're curious about what's happened, what's transpired. If you haven't, head over to insta360.com, and this is the little guy that you're looking for. This is a very small, I mean, if you compare it to my iPhone, see how much smaller it is. Um, so anyway, this is what we'll be working with today. So Insta360 has just released some new control software and also some new firmware. They're both late August 2023, so you want to make sure that you're using at least those versions. And as new versions come out, I'll be sure to go ahead and provide any updates here. So I'm looking at build 1428. Oops, that's not what we want. There we go. So you can see 1428. Where am I? Not there. Here I am. Okay. So this is running the latest firmware and software. So you can see here, 1428 is the build. And then the next thing to talk about here is something that doesn't even require anything other than the updates. And that is if I take my, here, let me turn this off for a second. If I take oops, that's not what we want. Take this guy and just simply turn it upside down. You'll see what happens. You can see, there it is, it sees me. I haven't tried the tracking with this yet. Oops. But it appears to work. Here, let's do this. All right. So it is tracking me even though it's upside down. So we know that works, which is pretty cool. And let's see if I move the tripod around, you can see that it stays focused on me, even though I'm rotating around. There we go. So that's cool. All right, let's go ahead and turn it back. You'll see it. Hello. Let's get it back on me. Okay. Well, tracking's not on at the moment. You guys sometimes feel like this is a lot easier sometimes to just go bloop. And you are now getting tracked. It's way easier that way, at least in my opinion. Okay, so that's the That's automatic. That's not something that you're going to want to have to worry about. Just mount your camera upside down, boom, it'll switch over. The other one is this gimbal level adjustment here. And this one, it really is designed if your gimbal is just slightly tilted, lot of apps, I'm sorry, hardware that is out there on a gimbal will often need to be recalibrated. Now, there's no recalibration system in the link, and even if it had one, I'm not sure how it would actually work, but who knows? The software guys at Insta360, you never know what they're going to come up with. So, but you see here, if I adjust it this way or this way, I'm actually adjusting the way that the hardware is taking um, the image and dealing with it. So it's not, so you can see there's a little bit of jumpiness as I'm moving things, because I'm actually, it appears to me that I'm actually moving the cropped image or rotating the cropped image a certain way. All right. Then the next item to discuss is, let's see here. All these remain the same. I'm going to save the big one for last. Oh, yeah, portrait mode. Okay. So it used to be when Insta360 introduced portrait mode, they simply cropped the image, and which is fine, but you're losing a lot of resolution. So now what I can do, scroll down here and switch this to streamer mode. Now when I do that, it's going to warn me. All right. Link not detected because it's rebooting. So right now I'm at 1920 by 1280. So that's going to give me the maximum resolution this way. If I switch it over, now there's this new feature called max portrait mode. You can see it right here. So it says here when it's enabled, link will rotate 90 degrees, but the resolution will not change. You can manually rotate the screen. And so in effect, what this does, if I put it in portrait mode, you can see that it rotates it like this. So now I would bring this into, say, something like Final Cut, and I'm at 1920 by 1280 or 1080. If I wanted to, I could go to 4K. So now I'm at 4K resolution. And so now I'm at 3840 by 2160. So this is max resolution. You just need to rotate it in your third-party software. So I'll go ahead and turn that off. And then we will turn off streamer mode. So it's rebooting. And now I'm back at 1920 by 1280. I just realized you can't see the crop. Let me see if I can. Not that it matters now at this point. Let's see. Okay. All right. And then the last one, which is probably, I would say, is the most whiz bang feature that's out, is it basically allows you to use your phone as a remote control. And that's really cool because you can be anywhere and pan, tilt, zoom your camera around. But it does it in a way that maybe not so familiar to you. Um, because essentially what I have to do is I have to go into Safari. I'm going to go to the link that is the website and then save that um, as a what do you call it, a favorite, and then I always have access to it. Turns out that sometimes you lose access when you reboot, so you may. Well, here, let me just go through the steps and then you'll see. All right, so this time I'm going to bring up my iPhone and the user interface. And all right, so what this is going to do now is I'm going to go over to this little link. You see in the upper right hand corner, there are three buttons. Um, See that? Okay, the middle one is minimize. The rightmost is all your preferences and change log and blah blah blah. Okay, but this third one, the leftmost one, is relatively new. And what'll happen is here is that this creates here. I turn off the phone for a second. Well, I need to have the phone on. All right, so you're gonna have to trust me here. Well, actually, you'll be able to see it on the phone. So now you can see my little insta360.com. Tap that, and now the user interface is right here. So um, tracking, for instance, we're gonna see here. I'm moving my phone around. There we go. Moving my phone around, and now I can go turn on tracking, and you can see that it's going to track me. And this is all being done from my phone. So, what are the gotchas here? Well, the first thing is you need to um, link these, both the iPhone, which is Safari, um, to the camera. And I noticed earlier today that I set up some bookmarks that when I clicked on the bookmarks, the camera had rebooted, and so the link did not work any longer. So if you're having problems with that, make sure to click your little window here, and that'll show you this QR code. So no big deal. If you, I mean, you know, when you think about it, if you're in the middle of a presentation, um, you know, you're gonna be, you know, sitting down, standing up. If you're going somewhere to do a presentation, never hurts. I mean, as long as the camera's on the camera needs to be on the same Wi-Fi network in order for this to work. All right. And it tells me now mobile device connected. All right. And that really constitutes the majority of the features that we're shipping as of today. And so if you have any questions about that, feel free to leave them here. I'll do what I can to respond, to answer any questions you may have. Insta360 does a really good job at uh, bug control. Their software, they're doing their best to come up with a software solution that works for as many people as possible. Um, Certainly, the remote is a big one. It'd be nice if it was an app, a la what's on the desktop, but from a web point of view, the web point of view is actually proven that it can work through an app. So you know, hopefully this means that there's some evolution coming. But again, we did the upside down, or the orientation gimbal. We did the resolution, that you can do max resolution in streamer mode. And max resolution, it's kind of a weird name because to me normally it's going out at maximum resolution, but actually what's happening is that it's just rotating the entire image to take up a maximum 4K frame. You're still going to need to edit it. And, there's plenty of tools out there that allow you to edit video, and there's lots of tutorials. So, inserting a full 4K movie that's taken vertically it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And then the last thing is the remote. The remote is a solid addition, and I know a lot of people have been asking for it. So that's it. When the next firmware and software updates come out, I will be happy to post them here, and you can take a look see. And also, if you have any issues with the latest releases, make sure to email the guys at support, because they're the ones that forward that off to the development team, and the development team tests it, and if they have to make updates, they make updates. But that I would definitely look into doing that, just because they don't know, right? Me being in software development for 20 years, there was one of the biggest problems is that people couldn't replicate bugs, and then when they could replicate a bug, they didn't properly document it. And programmers will tell you time and time again, if you can't reproduce it, I can't reproduce it, which means we don't know what, this is not the root cause of that bug. So just keep that in mind. So, all right, gang, thanks a lot for your time, and I appreciate you dropping in. And be sure to subscribe and like this video. It lets Insta360 know that people are watching these kinds of videos, because I do feel like the documentation is lacking. So I'm going to continue to do these to help document the features of the product. So thanks a lot for sticking around, and we'll see you later.